Squeeze super hard. Now, that's good technique, don't get me wrong. We can make that even better, and we can do it to every single exercise. Hey, how's it going? TRX Traveler Adam here. In this video, we're going to talk about one thing you can mindfully do in any resistance band or TRX workout to improve the amount of quality lean muscle that you build. We'll talk about why you need to do it, and then we'll talk about how you do it. Now, most people, when they exercise, they just move. Now, we call that movement-centric exercise. Now, if you're using a bicep curl, a TRX bicep curl as an example, I might just mindlessly just be doing this, and that's it. I'm just going through the motions. Now that's movement-centric exercise. Instead, we want to focus on muscle-centric exercise. Now I know people are already doing this quite well because I've had lots of messages and I've seen it all in the Facebook community group, which I'll put a link to down below if you want to join. If we take that same example, a bicep curl, right? Even with, let's say, adequate mindful muscle-centric, I'm going to contract my bicep to cause the movement, and I'm going to squeeze at the top super hard. And then I'm going to go back down slowly. I'm going to contract the tricep to the bottom, stretch the bicep, contract up, squeeze super hard. Now, that's good technique, don't get me wrong. We can make that even better, and we can do it to every single exercise. There's one thing I'd like you to focus on, specifically at the start of the exercise, to really, truly, mindfully connect to that muscle. As you start, squeeze. So, in essence, we always finish with a really powerful squeeze, yeah? The squeeze face, squeezing super powerfully. Start as you finish. What I want you to try and do is start with your arm like this. Now I want you to contract the bicep without letting the arm bend. Just focus on squeezing that bicep muscle, but not bending the arm. So it looks something like this. So you can see I'm squeezing, I'm starting to squeeze so hard that my arm is automatically starting to bend. Now, if I continue that squeeze as I'm doing, and curl and squeeze at the top, and I keep that squeeze as I go down, I go down, and then squeeze, and I'm still keeping that squeeze, maintaining it, and squeezing up, and squeezing at the top, and I'm shaking because I'm squeezing so hard, and down, and just off those 2 reps, I can feel so much tension and so much breakdown already just off those 2 reps, and I've already got a little bit of a sweat on as well. That is how we can take mindful muscle-centric movement to a whole other level. Super powerful squeeze, and now let's curl up. Squeeze at the top. Now you can see my face, and already my bicep is really hurting from that. It's aching. You can see my squeeze face. It's terrible. You've got to beat that. Focus on squeezing. The same principle can apply to any single exercise, maybe for your quads. Squeeze your quads. So before you're going to squat, squeeze your quads, and now let's go down by squeezing them. And I'm constantly pushing my feet outwards. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then I'll rise back up. I'd go a lot lower, but I'd rise back up, squeeze. The chest. Maybe you're going to start from this position. Instead of just pushing forward, squeeze. Now let's push forward. And squeeze. And back. And squeeze. So really focus on squeezing. Yes, there is elements where it's a little bit harder. Say we're doing TRXTs. It's really hard to squeeze the middle deltoid, but you can squeeze the arms as a whole. Rather than just focusing on just doing this, let's get our hands there and let's squeeze. And now let's do it. And back down. Stretch and go. And you can see as I do that, my arms are shaking, my body's shaking, because I'm really applying loads of tension. How is muscle built? Time under tension. The more tension we can put through that muscle, through a big range of motion with good technique, the better the breakdown, the better result. If you found you hit a plateau with your TRX workouts or your resistance band, stop and think about that in every single exercise. How can I begin as I end? You know, we always end with a powerful top squeeze, but how can you begin like that? How can you begin with a powerful squeeze at the start to then continue it and end? So in essence, the entire rep becomes a powerful squeeze. It's not something that will happen straight away. I still forget to do this all the time. But when I really ground myself and make myself aware, and I begin that squeeze, the growth is exponential, because the ability to mindfully connect and mindfully squeeze that specific muscle can just grow and grow and grow. It even you know, you get better at technique, but you get better at mindfully connecting too. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you real soon.